thoughtful to see so many of our neighbors making this meeting part of their very beginnings of their start to 2016, and I trust that means that everyone had a quiet and restful New Year's Eve last night. I am so glad that you all could join us, and thank you in particular to county staff and to APS staff who have made this morning part of their day, as well as to our other elected officials and commissioners in attendance. Before we leave 2015 entirely behind, I'd like to sound and, in fact, echo a final note of gratitude to outgoing board chair Mary Hines and outgoing vice chair Walter Tejada. In fact, to the whole of the 2015 board, including Mr. Weistat, Ms. Garvey, and Mr. Fizette. After a tumultuous 2014 and concurrent to a spirited 2015 campaign, this board was quietly restoring focus and rapport to best serve Arlington County. And in fact, it was the hard work and compromise of the 2015 board that set the blueprints for the year ahead, along with many citizen and business working groups, including the Community Facilities Study, the South Arlington Elementary Working Group, the Affordable Housing Working Group, and the Business Brain Trust. So, 2016 will certainly be a year of change for the Arlington County Board. With 2 new members and a greater commitment than ever to listening and to new perspectives, it cannot help but be a year of change. With respect to our policy priorities, however, I can't help but think of a phrase we use often in education policy, which is this: follow through is the new innovation. In Arlington, we need to follow through on the carefully developed plans, on the clear priorities, and the identified needs of the past year in particular. Land use remains our greatest challenge, both with respect to public facilities like schools and parks, and with respect to attracting and maintaining commercial tenants to restore our tax base. Here, we need to follow through on a set of thoughtful, community-generated recommendations from the facilities study. The study group has urged us to action to address our threatened commercial tax base, and we need to focus this year on efforts to streamline permitting, as our chair and others have emphasized, work that is already underway on the staff side, and I believe enable more temporary commercial space uses to preserve our vibrancy in these corridors that may otherwise be endangered. The study group has also pushed us to address our changing demographics by seeking to increase the availability of entry-level, affordable ownership housing and childcare, which I believe are 2 of the utmost priorities for this board in the next few years. We will also have a number of public facilities processes this year, beginning with siting an elementary school at Thomas Jefferson and a fire station in North Arlington that will test what we have learned about improved communication and community engagement in these difficult decisions. In 2016, we need to follow through on the implementation of the Affordable Housing Master Plan and our commitment to a range of housing affordable to a diversity of earners. And here's where we can innovate while we're following through, because housing and transportation are so inextricably linked in a tiny, expensive county like ours. 2016 will be a year to consider the impact of residential parking minimums on the cost of housing in our metro corridors, led and guided by able expertise from our Transportation Commission staff and inclusive of commercial and neighborhood stakeholders. I'd also like to echo Ms. Garvey's remarks and emphasize that we must follow through on a comprehensive transit plan for Columbia Pike this year. Residents and business owners have waited too long for what's next for this corridor. 2016 has to be the year in which we get specific about what state-of-the-art bus service on Columbia Pike means, and in which we demonstrate continued creative thinking about economic redevelopment on the Pike, including planning for improved connectivity to the commercial centers in Pentagon City and Crystal City. Finally, this New Year's Day is an opportunity to resolve, as Arlington has done for so many years, to maintain our moral center by taking care of our most vulnerable residents. In the year ahead, I look forward to supporting and strengthening our safety net as we continue to seek an end to homelessness in our neighborhoods and to endeavor to meet the needs of children and adults with intellectual and physical disabilities and mental health challenges. I believe that Arlington can do an even better job of serving survivors of sexual violence by ensuring that SANE or rape kit evidence collection services are available within our county borders, and this is a priority for me this year. Of course, I am, and even the collective five of us are but one force in Arlington County. I know that our commissions, our neighborhoods, our citizens, you all have priorities of your own for 2016. And so I would just like to close by emphasizing that my door is open, and I am truly looking forward to a full docket this year. Happy New Year.